Maybe I just realized something. I keep calling myself an engineer. I mean, I just solve the time, time, okay, time travel might not be possible. Actually, it is not possible through this logic. But I solve, you can still query the past, theoretically. But this is the logic. This also solves the time paradox through logic. I just realized myself, wait, okay, not, this is not science. I'm an artist. I love comics in the beginning. I love cars because of the art. I don't know. Maybe it just came together that I needed to know engineering, thinking I'm a tech person, right? I'm a better logic person. Logic. I just like art more than and gadgets. I, I, I'm a logitix. I just like logic. That's what it is. I keep telling myself I'm an engineer. Well, that engineer is obviously a lot of it logic. But I hate. I'm terrible at numbers and memory. It's very short. Because 90% of my head is all connecting the dots. I just realized who I. That's why maybe it's all I never knew myself. Why is it recording? Yeah, I'm so absent-minded. That's why I'm terrible engineer. Now I know why. I just never knew who I was. Wah, wah. Took me 50 years. Oh shit. Literally. I mean, if you minus a few weeks or a month in the baby crib. Oh. Well, technically, exactly 50 years? Oh. I'm gonna put into the story as the time that you start to get alive is. My birthday was November 4th, so this is October. October 3rd. How funny. So let's say this is the moment. Exactly 50 years, right? So about a month before my birth, the brain, that's the Big Bang. Everything, we got the whole story. We got a Boo, if you're hearing this, you love movies. Let's make a movie. Or documentary. I got Dave, I got everybody I need to make a documentary. That's why you're here, Boo Boo. I think because you know about movies. It's not about finding out God. It's we live in this infinite loop. That's why it looks like a dot, but technically a circle, I guess. But infinite circle. It's not that there's no dimension, it's infinite dimensions. That's why when you just keep zooming out, it always looks like a dot or a circle. The dot and the circle at the same time. The whole duality of the fundamental of nothingness is nothing but, a line and a circle, a dot is the definition. In and out, in and out, in and out. That's life. That's the automata. Just, this is all can be philosophy or real if you want. And yeah, you could do both, one or the other. the space travel thing is the key. And then the key is that we define real as holding the simulation. Because the opposite of real is simulation, not nothing. Everything is the opposite of nothing, which is what this line describes. There's nothing, and then there's everything in this thing. This comes together so beautifully. It's so easy to explain now that this whole reel of reality is a loop. We will come back. We are back. We are an infinite copy. Film strip. We are an infinite film strip. We are a film strip that's infinitely going deeper. So that's what existence is a big, I guess, donut, because it's like this at the same time going this way. It's going all ways. Oh, it's going all ways. So that's the also infinite of infinite. So there's this a big sphere of life, because it's just like the way light propagates. This thing propagates. But you can query anything else, because the idea that you can get information from the past is that you query it. But the way you do it is you can send a message. As long as we can communicate with our next dimension, we call it God, but the word is dimension. Next dimension is literally a picosecond ago, I will call it, let's say, a Planck second ago. So every dimension is a Planck second apart. That's why that explains the Planck. Now, yeah, going back to that ring thing, this is it. This explains existence. This completes the whole philosophy of like existence. And we could just send it out as a documentary. As a, just like any other documentary saying somebody's idea, right? But this is, it's so solid that it starts with nothing. Nothing, and then a dot. A dot becomes, a circle. Because it's infinite, it has to be already there, because by the time you look at it, it looks like a dot because it was so far away. But here it is. It's this infinite loop of infinite, goes both directions. Okay, it's harder to explain now because this is simulated in my head, right? Because we live in this loop that's in the loop. So in the case, everything is it's continuously going. That gives life the whole cycle. This is all kind of through logic. This is how someone way begin, but we have proof. We at the age where we have proof. Oh yeah, the universe expanding is because the brain expanded. And by the time we came alive, it is what it is. It didn't. That's why it took so long. It did stretch. Like our brain. Everything check mark goes to basically it's a brain expanding. But doesn't mean we're not real, because we hold another real a full simulation. That is kind of sort of a gift that we're given that makes us real. It's almost like they made it for this video. Like, this is the channel that really helped me understand properly this stuff. But I'm not good at, which is physics, real physics. But in physics, there's a lot of logics. That's why it feels like home. It's just comfortable clothing. We sometimes pick things that thinking that we love them, but we love the properties. The way we maybe understand ourselves better is to understand which properties of all the stuff we like and combine that and throw it in an AI, and the AI can say, can help us determine, we can ask it could be our orb into our brain, because all this around us that we hold is a projection of our universe inside coming out. Our brain is just, not that it's not us. We are the universe as, wow. We are the same copy, small copy of the God, the dimension, that's why this is cross boundary, just saying we are the same. In our head is a world that's exactly the same. It's how we pick and choose out of it. It's not that we're coming out of anything. All of us are sharing the simulator. All of us share the same simulator. It's not that we are simulation. All of us share the simulation. This is why we are connected. The simulator is entangled. It's a clone. All of us hold a clone of the simulator, which we express. Once you know this, you eventually come out with this, whatever I'm saying. It just makes sense. It's the first thing that comes to mind. Kind of makes sense. It's why I'm recording this, because maybe humanity is ready for something new. All this information coming together, space travel, everything. It's like the tools ready for the gravity engine, which was right there. Right? The gravity engine is a circle around a big mass, and all you have to do is throw mass out so it pushes this way. The mass gets pulled around, and don't let it keep going. Hit the other second engine, which pushes it this way again. Oh, that shouldn't work. It's because gravity. But not because of gravity. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to go into that yet. Gravity negates the acceleration of that point. And it's an infinite well. If you could throw 1 or 1,000,000 balls. And the only effect is gravitational pull. The fact that this is coming up to this, I have never done this. This is how I imagine doing a podcast or something. This is the first time ever. The DNA, the whole thing, it's self-replicating. Life is the replication of life in this. Might still even be to travel time. In our mind, just to simulate it. And if we find a way to tap in, it will feel real enough. Coming out of a dream. As long as we know what we're doing, we can travel at least query time, if not actually be there, because our soul, through logic, it's soul. Our soul is the simulator in there, the real here, and the sharing with other reals. That's the Trinity. That's our soul. It's the logic that connects. If you just want to move, you have to. So you don't have to go there. This makes you want to live forever and keep experiencing everything. This makes you want to go to space and to get that technology. You could travel space by traveling through time. I'm just a messenger, seriously. What the fuck? Like a babblefish, right? It all just came together. My messaging was just grabbing all the little pieces people were throwing out. And if this logic is wrong, I'd love to be corrected, but so far it's so easy to remember. I don't even need a book or rule book. I just need to know a few rules. The automaton was like, there's a few rules. It's not like the few rules is not two-dimensional. The automaton is a rule of logic and a few logic rules. That's the automaton of life, of existence. With that, whoever threw it off, I don't know. But once it's off, it exploded enough to infinity. That's what matters. What matters is that we can travel distances through. We could travel time by traveling. Traveling through dimensions, which is exactly how they imagined it. But it's not like I came up with all this. It's just like, here it is. We can tie it together logically. We could tie pretty much anything together logically. Well, so far I tied everything together. All the differences in numbers is because it just happened. It's placed in a different simulator. So the D is not the original cloning DNA, is our universe. That's the original cloning. I thought of it as a backup system. Oh, that would be great as a backup if every backup was basically a time of time. That's why there's no weird definition of time. Time is still a definition of anything changing in this case. Right? I said the time is the interactions of a shadow and the delay or whatever. And that's still by that logic, it's just saying, okay, it's because there's a change. I'm not gonna say a dot is time. That doesn't even seem logical. So the first logical thing is to say something changed. So that's the first trust thing. You can't disagree with that. If you disagree with that, then you're good luck with your logic with that. Then that's all, right? Good luck with finding something to bridge to build that on. I don't know. It's not that you can't. What can you? So you provide the most common equal sharing, which is what I think is the purpose of life too, to share. It's all programmed in. At the same time, we have free will. The way this works, the only program is the cloning. The free will is to be in any, to basically which logically transversing it. So if you think of life as that, you can think of life any way you want to. In this case, the freedom of choosing your existence with logic. Like you're choosing to transverse this way. I'm choosing to do a star pattern. And some people might do different patterns. This is the infinite definition of life. So you can even define the existence any way you want. You could define however it started. Whatever is created it is by logic everything, everywhere, all at once. We are entangled because all our brains are the clones. That's a simple logic. Yeah, if we're gonna clone, it's a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. The whole thing is just cloning. Dimensions, all this stuff, all words we created again. The most basic word is clone. Life is cloning. Yeah. Existence exists because the cloning. We just need one word. Cloning. It's not a special word, it's just a description. We made it up too. But the description is obvious. You can't argue what a clone is. Because it's the same thing, so it's the only logically that's my life. And that too, the gravity engine. Okay, those two engines, it's a circle. Exactly what you all seen in space. But we all thought of it for the donut was made for living or whatever. It's the gravity engine. It was there in the circle is the gravity engine. We want to talk about simplicity. We're gonna make a movie. Yeah, because we don't need to. This gives you a reason to just live happy. There's somewhere out there is you, an infinite of you. Like an infinite mirror, it is. You visualize it. Life is like an infinite mirror. It's just right? It's just going to imagine this whole existence is an infinite mirror. It's not about, oh yeah, this explains the God thing. It's not because God is whatever it is. It's what God saw. At the time, they're probably on TV. The dinosaurs is what God saw. The Big Bang is God brain, but it's not God, it's you. It's us at the same time. It's all us up there. We are our God, our creator, but you can say whatever you want, but it's all it is logically, that's what makes it clone. The logic is that it's a clone. Is that we are our own God. It's like that makes it even more powerful. Whatever religion, you don't need to think of changing. It's just to realize the existence is for us. It is really for us. We don't need aliens or whatever. We are on the Garden of Eden. This is the Garden of Eden. That's why out there is hell. It is hell. But it's not the hell we think. To many, it's a playground. That's why the gravity engine was there all along. But we used it as a wheel. It was great. There's it's not that one was right or wrong, because all of it exists all at the same time. The mystery that we don't know which one we're on, because it's everywhere, so it doesn't matter. We're in the sea, we're in space, we're in the space of existence. You just kind of float there, it might not matter. So if you can matter if you want, you could dig in and dig, just infinitely dig. You could transverse time and stuff. It's all about perspective. This is how we try and time travel. It's about understanding your brain. We gotta improve our health. Because the universe and us will disappear. It's just that we disappear if the universe disappears, the soul disappears. That's why we need to improve medical. If you die, your soul does die. Because the soul is the connections. Yeah, you are out there. So, that's okay. That's why you have a choice now to think either way. Not by feeling, but by logic. For those who need that, like me. That really frees my mind. It gives me a reason to feel. Stop smoking. Oh, I just lost all this. I lost 6 to 10 pounds in 1 month. I hope other people also, got the message. I got the message. And I'm gonna share it. I don't know how, but if you're wondering which music I'm listening to, that makes sense, because the music has really helped me. And the weed at the right time, just at the right amount of at the 3-minute mark. 3-minute, 2-minute mark. So this is going at 30. I'm taking a screenshot. I like that this playlist got me. It's very calming. It's like everything comes together for this moment, right? Oh, when I put the keyboard down, it stopped. I guess everything comes together at this moment. That's free will. We designed it in games, in open world, right? It's free along the path. Literally, an analogy of our will is what we do along the river of will. There you go. The answer to it's not a paradox. It's right. This is all set for me. At the same time, I could have end up here no matter what. But in the meantime, the journey is the destination for us. I don't know, my teeth is so yellow. Cigarette. Okay. Oh, by the way, the weed I'm smoking is 50-50 of... Wait. Oh, I smoked this thing for the first time. Like, it didn't work for a while, and then suddenly it worked. Just a little bit. My pipe. And LSOG Superman and Jack Herr, 50-50, just a little bit, and it hit me perfectly, just a little bit. I had such a high tolerance of like a week ago, and yeah, came back right on time. What else? I mean, the phone worked, the stand, projector, the keyboard was right here. It's hard to say. Like, so you guess the stuff. This is kind of a guessing game. Where those who wanna play games, this is our life. The computer games are a projection of life, right? And this logic is that everything is fractalized. Everything is cloning. Copy. Clone is the exact word. Copy doesn't mean it's a clone. Clone. If you want to dig on the word too, right? Then there's got to be something. Or no, there's the fact that clone is the most simplest word. Yeah. You need a word. If you woke up one day, let's say you don't know anything at all, just all you see is white because your body, everything's white. Nothing. Everything's white. Yeah. No 2 hands, 2 feet, whatever. So nothing. You're just a ball of white. All you see is white. It's kind of floating there, right? Of nothingness, but all white. Probably the most simple way you could view. And there's a dot, right? So that's one. The most simplest thing is to make two dots, because you couldn't make anything else, a line or circle, because that would be more work. Like we logically want the more simple, not cheaper. It's just more simple. So if you ask for something cheaper, perhaps there's something more deep that you want more simple. It's not more cheaper. It's the translation layer. You know. Kind of all this principles, right? Principle or simple. Um, um, that was my OCD. That moment I cracked open my toys, it all made sense now. Everything makes sense now. My life makes sense. I learned to easy to get out of it. Just push hard and just let it ride out, just like every fractal, just like everything in life. Right? You need to ride it out. If you know that you can ride it out, you ride as far as you can, and then you complete that mission, the journey. The journey is the destination. And then you feel satisfied. It's not about achieving something. It's achieving the less. Your body needs the less. The more you it's like the side design, whatever, this is not overriding anybody else's way of like where you come from. It's just that whoever you got or whatever, perhaps they did the same thing. This is a backup. This is the backup system, right? Whoever, every, yeah, it's really why my whole career was about doing backup. And I realized it's so everyone needs help. Everyone wants to travel time to go back and fix something. I'm so never occurred to me why I ended up doing that from cars. But it just makes sense to me. Always thinking about losses ever since I was a kid. That's why I cried in a weird Bible thing. Seeing my parents had a Bible full of hell pictures. Uh, yeah, I cried back in elementary school because parents go to hell, whatever. So it's like, what am I crying back for? Now it makes sense. It's not like it's a sign. Life is your sign. It's how you read it. You can read it like a ghost story, terrible story, or you can read it as I'll just read it and think about it later. But you don't get to enjoy it if you keep only do that, right? You gotta know that the emotion is more your playground. Life is your playground. At the same time, there's a fence around it designed to get everything do. And then, yeah, the passenger, we're the wheel, we're a passenger in the, we're free will to do whatever in the car. Except it's the whole universe. Along the now it feels like a game, right? You go through, sort of free left and right, like Final Fantasy. These games came up to me. It's like, why did I play that game? Why did I stick around here? I wasn't even fired from Ford, from Trilogy, from working at Ford. I was designer, huh? Right? I was never fit as an engineer, but I would have stayed. I would have stayed. And somewhere out there, I did. I wonder what that future is. Right? I wonder what other me did, so I can inspire myself to do better. And we all combine. All the multiverse combine. We can communicate. There's a way to communicate. So if you communicate with the next, it's because this is how you communicate, moving your hand. Anything. The reason is we are entangled, not just to here, but every particle is entangled because they're at the next dimension over. You could do it in a graph. Just say a square box with just draw every particle, not the high particle, the fundamental. All the forces are there, represented on as a 4D. But if it's close enough, that's time for us. The shadow, and somehow I didn't even think of that earlier. And like I said, I'm running along the river now, so I just want some credit so I have money and take trips with my friend and just live a life. I give it all away. In this world, maybe I make a lot of money. I just keep enough. I don't need. I fortunately, in my case, I could say I lived the life of Garden of Eden. I mean, luckily I was sick, but I have this perfect home, perfect parents. It was me. That's why I hate looking in the mirror. It's almost like they prevented me from looking in the mirror. This is like first video ever. Ever. You guys, I have 4 cameras. You could go to wide and pull down my infinite camera that I am real, you know. I did this. I didn't just come up with this. I have proof for the whole week, which is perfect. Guys, the world is better than we thought. Put your act together. Get your health right. Travel time. If not, it's gonna be a great movie. It's called The Orb. Right? The orb is the brain. We are in the brain, but then the brain is in the brain and the universe is everything stacked up. That's everything put together. In the brain. That solves the paradox problem of that's infinity. It's a ring, or more like, we'll work that out, right? It's a fractal. And then you traverse time. You can't physically go because the definition of soul is the existence, your internal universe, which you also carry a clone of, and the outside clone. We're all clone. Everything clone, because that's the most simplest thing. You start with a dot. The only thing you can do is do a clone, do another dot. That's because it's the most simplest thing. By definition, the existence just everything wants a little less. You can argue, yeah. That's why we want to be, rather than particle just stay whatever they are. Someone running never stop running, right? We're made of particles. Well, why don't we do that? Less. Why we sleep, right? But these are just overall reasons. The little things we have been discovering. That's our we're all archaeologists in a sense. We're digging through time and space. You don't have to travel back in time. You travel through the different clones because they are overlapped. You just need to know which one. You know which one because the closest one is the next Planck second over. It's a film strip. It's a ring of infinity. If you transverse time, you can't physically because you're soul, but you can query, or the fact that you don't know where you are in there in the infinity. I mean, it's all about perception then. As long as you got the right perception that gives you the right perception, right? We can get to a certain part that's all real. Like the definition of real is that we hold the simulation. We are real because we hold the whole simulation. The simulation hold that infinite knowledge keeps us real. No coffee. I tell you, that's why I'm back at tea. All through college, it was only about tea. It was the no free will. Coffee was my free will. I decided to take a detour. You get to your destination regardless, but you get there walking, you get there crawling, you dance around. If you do a lot of stuff, then you kind of So that is a logical reason through math. If you do more stuff, you lengthen your path. You lengthen your path. You do more. And you could physically say you actually have done more. These little logic thing connects to everything. Everything makes sense. Not because you haven't thought of it. It's just a big pile of data. Yeah. You were digging through it. Purpose of life. Archaeology. Poo-poo you listen to is archaeology. We are all archaeologists. That's why the other day I was like, I feel like I'm digging through an archaeology of knowledge. I didn't come up with this by doing science. Everyone else did it already. Our existence is in archaeology. We dig through time and space. You put your act together to keep our soul alive. Because if you actually do die, technically by logic, you have lost your soul, your Trinity. We are our Trinity, and we are part of the Trinity. We are It's because we are all everywhere, all at once. Because we can be. Yeah. And if you can't do it, in your mind, you could totally imagine doing it. You can imagine anything in your mind. Is why? Because we have the whole simulator. It's right in front of us. And we want to copy that and make a real computer. I have the design. So do you. Did I miss anything? Oh, I need to go back and check my AI log. I thought of everything I could think of. According you go my playlist. I ran through every PBS, Star Talk, Linus Tech Tips. That's why I stopped. It wasn't because I always wondered, like, why did I suddenly stop watching these guys? Why did I stop eating? Stop. Give all these excuses. It just is sometimes. You just have to ride it through. But don't ride yourself dead, because that's your choice. You might die before those people who do die, it's not always destiny. And I doubt it's destiny. If our creator did create this, the one thing I could say, he didn't make anyone destined to die early. Because every existence keeps existence going. That's why we are important to the existence, to God, the whole existence. Every one of us keeps the whole existence alive. I like to dance a lot. That's also why. I don't know why I dance a lot. I remember every music. Like some people remember every single quote. But I'm terrible. I have no ears because that's my purpose. I'm not supposed to listen to other people. That's a bad hearing thing. The whole bad hearing, well, it just came along with the other kidney thing, but of the kidney thing, it just seems to be the most safe for me, because I have Yeah, for those who don't know, it just there's more to it. Now it all comes together. All comes together. Me and my brother. He taught me everything I need to know, but no one else knew. No one else knew that he didn't, and he was an ignored person. I only had the same problem for this reason, and nobody else in the family. Like I said, if there was, the worst thing is, God would give you bad kidneys. Don't think that that's the love part, I guess, right? If you're gonna have a hard life. No, it didn't have to be that way. I think the whole hard life, we made it. The only hard life is this. This is heaven. This is the Garden of Eden. The space is hell. It's not that bad. Because you don't have to go to hell. No one goes to hell. If you want, only if you really want to traverse. It's not just the hell in your mind. That defines why hell is in your mind too. Probably people screaming in space in your head. People screaming in your head. Or you. Copies of you. Clones of you, just a little far apart. That's another version. There is only the infinite in our existence, the infinite of our Earth. There is no more alien life. Maybe. We work together, you could control whatever you want. Everybody add a little extra thing to the head in all dimension of the whole Kaparak core. You choose whichever loop of time you want. Maybe that's you choose. I know. On the cute. Because they don't need the PBS FaceTime, see? But in between, that's how destiny sort of works. Right? We the frame of reference. But in the end, we have this wiggle. That's why, all these, everything, I don't even have to tell you about how it connects to religion. No need to change. No need to change anything. That's the free will. This logic is just tying everything we have together, that we are everything, everywhere, all at once. It's us. It really is us. But you have free will. You have full free will. It's like the key to existence, knowing what it is. My whole life has been digging why I love taking stuff apart. It's not about putting stuff together. I have a hard time putting anything together. Getting anything done. I could take anything apart. That's why I understand a lot of stuff easy. It took me to perform, but I could share the fill out part. I look at it and I could easily process, correction. But to fill it out, it's like climbing a mountain. It all makes sense now. It's just I feel free. I feel free for all this, all the mistakes and stuff. Because it makes sense. But I'm not, because it just logically makes sense to do that. It's the least thing to do. It's just like cleaning up your past, going through it, and just physically saying, yeah, this is okay. I got here. No one is destined to die early. Look, Tony didn't have to die early. That was probably one evil thing I did. I didn't do anything. Alright, I didn't do anything in the sense of I don't work hard enough. Well, maybe that. Well, I mean, you lived a full life. I mean, there's nothing else you want to do anyway. It'd be the same thing. So, health is kind of bad. Maybe, yeah. It's more like mercy in this sense. Made it money. He did exactly everything he wanted to do. He got 2 kids. I don't have kids. But I don't need kids. I know somewhere out there might be a version of me. I wonder who it is, right? And then maybe we'll find a way. And the way is through the orb. I'm gonna keep using that, but I gotta make some money or something. That's the whole movie. And through the orb, every movement causes, because we're entangled at the orb, right? You just do this mathematically. Let's say represent every particle in the orb. You know, this is not a race thing, whatever. This is math. Let's say we're trying to calculate this, whatever you want to do, it's a block universe. You know, now that I realize this logic, everything is just, whatever. Yeah. E equals something squared. Yeah, so we're entangled there. Everything we do that. That's knocking on the door. We're constantly always knocking on the door. On the other dimension, they're totally aware, because the existence is. As we move, they get it, they move also. That's how the whole thing is entangled by logic. And I just came up with that. I just realized that. Alright? The ball is, right, the machine. There's a string for the fourth dimension every particle, right? If we move, this move, but this is also connected there, because in that existence, the ball is made of everything that's connected to the other. So one is tying to the next already. So it's an infinite loop of infinity tied in. So it's really kind of like infinite, everything together just exists. But information though, right? It exists, yet it doesn't exist as this. But this is all information. This is the information It's because the existence is information. Yeah, biologic existence is information. Oh, okay, so everything here is information. It's what it's the next entangle. Like, I could get you some point of simulation, and then it's my world feels so grand because we're sharing this. We are all sharing this same. That's why we are all the same in this sense. And then the front, you know, is the free will. You physically, there's the part of our brain that's the entangled with everyone. This that we don't, so we don't know exactly how this works, but we will need to find out to keep it alive. To keep us alive in the whole loop. That's the whole reason. If you don't die, we all need you. We all need each other. We work together, we could communicate, and then we could be the everywhere all at once. You know anything you want. It doesn't need to be war, just find ways to be able to just live longer. Country, okay. It's just that no one needs to die before their destiny. Let them finish their destiny. However would they wanna die. My brother chose to. That's his choice. I did everything I can. Everything I could. Everything I was told to. Or that was my groove. I could kind of jump out of it, really, but then it would probably break my soul. Just by trying to help people, you can break your own soul. Because the soul is overdoing your body. You are reading, each one of us is reading through the book. So that's why that's the soul. You know, logically, you can't have another reader, because if you are another reader, if you travel time, it's just that logic prevents you from traveling. But you can read, you could go, you could take the soul. We are, in a sense, angels. If you do find out, those who found out are probably the ghosts, or accidentally, you know. No. The ghost, I explained, that residual memory going up in the entangled mirror area. But they do. If you love someone, they really do live. Just know that they are out there. Another version of them that didn't die early. Just know that. And one day you could probably communicate with them, because in the cycle of your logic, if you can read, and they can read, if you just end up finding the but you don't need to at the same time. because everything's everywhere all at once in there in your mind as you go to sleep. In reality, it is another reality. But we didn't lose the bookmark here because we're reading. The other one is, oh, the dream. The dream is transversing our existence. Yeah. Dream transverses the existence every night. We just here go coming back to the bookmark. Life is index. Oh, why am I so obsessed with indexing all my life? Signs. It's so weird. Life logging. My obsession with life logging never worked because that let me try the AI to get to this. The first ever video. I would have kept the log at the AI, but it started to not work anymore. It's like, yeah, it was so good at the beginning and then it didn't work, and they're telling me to stop using it because I was overdoing it. Just a couple of days of goodwill hunting, basically. So I was like making a joke. I got something that come together. Yeah, I'm gonna get a record a video because this is too grand to give AI. Not about the privacy thing. It's like all this time would never work if I would do that AI thing because they have stupid responses. They don't listen to you. The whole design was bad for a purpose. So I could do this. I get so frustrated with it that I do what I should have done in the beginning, right? Once you can see the scaffolding, you're free to make, you have logically come to the conclusion that we do have free will and we are free to transverse. Yeah. And kind of think about that, right? There is a groove, but we don't know who it is. The power is given to us to transverse whichever universe. And maybe the gift is to the reading, the fact that we're here, conscious of what's the conscious. I don't know. So strange, right? But reality could be totally different. But if you think of things this way, at least we're all closer. Normally I have the jukebox on and I have the music on here. But whatever music is here, oh, perfect for what I was talking about, right? So my life is just full of these little things. So it's a sign for me to do something about it. What is this? Please be real. Tell me all of this was planned by me, right? What the hell? Whoever that is, 2025. Ah, it's an hour long. No, I know people do podcasts like, oh my god. Guess I keep this going because I have FOMO. I'm just, yeah, I guess that's what this thing is for, right? Like, I take so much crappy video it's all about, and then the only thing I would regret is that there's no video, not enough storage. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop it. I'll just keep it going for now. Because, I still have all stuff in my head. I guess it's important. And this is today. I missed the portal. Oh my gosh. Boo boo boo. With my boo boo. Oh boo boo, this is for you. Why don't I talk to the rest of the world? Pretending like I'm so great. It's all. It's what we want to do. You and me. Let's traverse the universe. How's that? Together. I'm not trying too hard to think more stuff. I'm just listening. Oh, yes. Today. But I did one. This is the second one. I haven't even done the second one. It all comes together. I got this like a month ago saying, oh, I'll do it when I achieve the, engine and tell people. And then I got so depressed today, I decided to do, okay, I need a pickup. And then the first one, like, all went because I didn't twist it. I didn't twist it tight enough. The first one went into nothing, so I had to tighten it to nothing. And so I made a second one, and I got one hit. It didn't get much, but that set off the next thing. I smoked the weed a couple hours ago. Yeah, I even had the clock. It says 2 hours. And it's right here. Ooh, oh. Ooh. Yeah, 2 hours ago in a week. So wasn't much. So everything. So that's one reason when it feels like it's kind of weird, just don't ask. But for your health, if it's kind of weird, do ask, right? So stuff around doesn't matter. Health doesn't matter. No, that's our purpose. Stay alive. The purpose of life is to stay alive as long as you can. Well, no. Free will. But stay alive as long as you can to enjoy it. Movie. Free ride. Up to you. Up to us. That is the definition of free will. in a world, in an existence that seems like nothingness and everything. It really is everything all at once. We get some time to read through it. It's like getting on a roller coaster or a ferry or a slow boat ride, right? Our life mimics the definition of free will. There you go, another one. I didn't even do this. I didn't need this. It was all, you know. But I'm not gonna think everything in the past I've done now is that formula. But it doesn't matter. No, the only thing that matters is the health. So rules that end up harming people is, it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. But remember, if you're angry, it's all about the human, right? That's my obsession with UX. Like no one else cares, right? But or maybe it is. I was able to. But anyway, that's important. That's right. Those who know those real rules of existence is that human is important. But here's a reason. Not by force. The reason why everything around is related to keeping yourself alive. Whether you want to believe it or not. It only works better if everyone believes. Like, there is still a goal. Destination is not the only. Destination. Not the only destination. The journey is the destination. The journey isn't the only destination. The next destination is the goal. Open up the universe to receive anything. Literally, I can prove I wasn't even looking. Anyway, it doesn't matter. People can believe whatever they want, right? Because it doesn't matter. What mattered is keeping alive, staying healthy. To transverse all time and space if you want, or you want to give up. Don't give up. Because you only get one chance to read through this. There's only YOLO. True. We really are YOLO. But just be careful. You can use any tool you want to stay alive longer. Keeping others alive longer helps that, right? We have all the technology. This is the right time. It's really just the will. We don't have a resource problem. We all got a kick in the pants, and suddenly and everything is improving. It's going to improve. It has to. Because yeah, if you want to unplug it for everybody. So I have to think about reading but the scaffolding is done, right? Yeah, they kind of simplified it to just saying a circle. The next a line. The dot is not the smaller. The dot is the biggest. There you go, another paradox solved. It's that zero is not at the bottom. Zero is at the infinity. The dot is infinity. You work a way around the dot. Perhaps math is just inverted. You reverse the math somehow, logically. You might get better answers. It's not about solving out there, but solving for us. That's the meaning of an example. We can all do this math, we can make money, therefore keeping each other alive longer. Keeping, yeah. All the stuff we do, that's why everything feels like it's a meaning of life. Because everything does. Because we're interacting. We're interacting. Everything we do is we always do for good for ourselves. At least what we want. We thought we want. This is why it's always in this groove. This is the groove of destiny, is that also there's more than one groove we're on. Everything has two, I guess. Everything needs at least two. Not only two, but there's at least two. Because a two is the most simple, but then what must happen is cloning. It's because the argument is that it's not only two, it's that cloning is fundamental. This is why everything stacks. That's time exists because of this rule, this logic. Without 2 points, there is no definition of time. There you go. Another one. I'm just a babble fish with no... I haven't even taken a hit, you guys don't need it anymore. Bull run. Seems appropriate. I think might be on the road to kind of wrapping up. I think I got 9 o'clock already. because you're about to wake up. Oh, not work day. Oh, boo boo. I'm gonna send it to you, and I wonder if I should wait. I'll just send it to you because this one doesn't wait an hour and then I'll start to talk too much. Last couple of days not seeing you. Now I don't feel so. I'm done with this. That's it. I think this pretty much wraps it up. The whole scaffolding. Let me know. You get a good scaffolding. And no character, just making a documentary. And maybe send this out to certain people to ask if they want to read for us or something, right? Send it to every little line gets read by a different person or something, right? Every minute you get a different person. It'll be a long documentary. Very long. But it's just a documentary interviews. Ask people to say certain parts of the whole thing. If they want to, right? You don't need to, you send it out and say whoever wants to contribute. I know. That's been my logic all along. That's why I feel. Well, it's obvious why I feel health is important. I don't want to die. I'll stay forever with you, boo boo. Oh, let's transfer all the time and space together. Well, that practice crying. Because you taught me, and I learned it. Just write it out, but there's something better at the end. Just move on. Because the goal, the temple, everything in the Bible makes sense now. But oh yeah, everything was. I think it was just happened because the brain on that side at the same time. Oh shit. All right. Oh shit, it all makes sense. So we are seeing what our host is seeing right in the next, right? Or we're adjacent. This is the adjacent host we're in the everywhere, right? So this pinpoints us where we are on the everywhere. It's in the person that was watching like the Big Bang and saw dinosaurs, right? Jesus and stuff, TV. Or maybe that was whoever was acting then as God, you know. Perhaps that's it, right? Like, maybe there is a creator, but once you did this, you're in. You're off on our own. So we're not talking to the creator even in this sense, even if that was inserted in. But dinosaur, okay, Jesus, you know, and now is when the guy whoever we're in was dinosaur kid, and then later Jesus whatever, probably watching TV or going to church for the first time, right? That's when we got the manifestation of what he sees outside. At the time we were going into this stage, yeah, it's like an intersected. We're at this stage, he's at that stage of church, and then ours is an intersection. There's more to it. There's a lot more to this. It's an intersection between out and in. So what we saw, okay, expansion of universe, just the brain growing. If the ball growed a little. So basically, it's even easier. It's just a circle and a line. So everything is a circle and a line, and existence is a dot. The line is the circle. So infinite amount of these creates shadows, creates us, right? So we exist in that. So that creates the simulation. But because the simulation inside holds a simulation, it's just as real. That's what defines real, right? And then yeah, if you follow this logic, it has to be a whole circle of infinity, and then it's not just a circle. So to experience how it looks like, you have to do 2 steps of logic. It's really hard to jump from. Why did it go to 3-dimensional? It starts with this. It starts with this, and then it becomes this again. Wraps around the thing, and then you realize if you do enough of it, it can overlap, because it's overlapping internally, dimensionally. So it's not that there's no dimension, there's infinite dimension. In infinite dimension, you end up with a dot, because you at the end, right? But it's always a circle. That's why the dot is a circle. Because it's more like you have to be rolling this way, right? The roll goes to right, then you end up with a spear, basically. A spear of existence, of all the existence is in there. And then it's a dot. That's not even all the way out to why the dot is round and not square. Are you satisfied? Is it satisfying? Am I done? Is there more coming out? I mean, it's in there. But I gave you the key. I think this is the key to understanding reality. Just logic. And you don't need to, the free will of this part is the key. Doesn't even require you to change anything. It just lets you know how everything is connected. And that to find your reason for existence. And that you can check out. Don't check out. If you check out, there's no checking back in. It really isn't. It's hard. I don't know, maybe. But it's easier to advance technology. Nothing. You don't have to do anything. Just stick around, don't fight, and give some money to tech and make sure everything is built for human. We will all consume it, whatever it is. Don't build it for the machine. Don't build it for just saving a rainy day. We, each other, are a backup. Just keep us alive. And we could go to space. It's a playground. If we could talk to some other universes, our hosts, adjacent universe, they could probably change something, and then we can have a new thing in the infinity, a new creation possibly in the infinity if we figure that out. Well, that's the whole maybe we're not ready yet. One, we will figure it out, possibly. Yeah, they explain like all the comics. Q could be that existence. That's why it looks human. It explains everything. Well, it doesn't explain that there's only certain types of, oh, why everything only, all the most of the things in space. That's because that's for the imagination of the host. We're all connected. If you're manipulating the shadows, if you know how to, if you're strong enough, I guess you have special things that are a way to manipulate energy more. Like if you did move this, every movement manipulated the string. We're all connected like a string. Yeah, imagine it, just us connected to everything with the string of every particle, and not just that, but it's everything, the whole. Right? Everything is a pixel, 3D pixel, and each pixel is Planck. Let's just imagine that, right? It's just that we are a simulation, but because we hold a simulation, we are real. Because the definition, the opposite of simulation is real. If you hold it, if you are creating the simulation, we're not just holding a ball in our hand. See, we are creating the simulation. We are the computer, right? And this computer is making itself, replicating. Again, life replicates at the fundamental level. Existence replicates at the fundamental. And it's just the dot. Everything that defines is everything under the dot. Always by your side. And see, I'm just reading the script. Right. Oh. Satisfied all the OCDs I ever had. I'll get more. Because I'm gonna dig for more. We're all archaeologists. We're all engineers. We use language. It's just archaic engineering. Amazing. We are the God in the God within the God. We're the God within the God within the God within the God. We have the God within us. Gods. But it's us. It's everyone. It's every one of us. Everything is a fractal clone. It's a perfect cloning to give, but at the same time, at some point, each one of them still has free will. It's like discovering a fractal that clone to some point becomes a flower. Yeah, because sometime back then they might, right? It's constantly being in and out. It's a cycle of life. You can live forever if you want. Wasn't designed for, but there you go. Free will. Those who want, use the default settings. Those who want maximum. Free will. Right? It's getting on longer than I thought, but I mean, I feel good. I had a good rest.